Update 32 is coming soon, and there's more exclusive details shared by developers on upcoming new features and bug fixes too. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video, my second Devs Explain with lots of official codes and statements on brand new content coming live with Update 32, also known as the Night of the Moth DLC. For this one I compiled a total of 12 points, and it's a bit like a 50-50 in terms of feature details and bug fixes. Also expect some of the information in this video to do not be part of the upcoming patch notes, since they are very specific, just like it happened with the first Devs Explain, where most of the details there are not even part of the public test server patch notes. It's like I'm giving you access to privileged information, except that's not really true because it's all public. Anyway, let's jump right into the first point. The Mothman Equinox is a new seasonal event coming live with Update 32 on December 8. It's one of the most dynamic events Bethesda has ever created in my view. It features lots of different tasks, it's filled with lore, and the best part, it comes with lots of unique rewards to farm for. It even features Easter eggs, no joke there. Anyway, once you complete this event, a wise Mothman will always spawn at the roof of the Mothman Museum. Despite no interaction button, players can interact with this creature to receive a brand new buff. It's called the True Wisdom of the Wise Mothman. Please do not confuse it with the existing Wisdom of the Wise Mothman from the event Path of Enlightenment. It's not the same buff. In fact, the new one, the true buff, is like a huge upgrade to the old one. 15% increased experience gain versus only 5%, so it gives you the triple experience gain for the same duration time. Both buffs last 1 hour. Now, what you surely don't know yet is how long is this wise Mothman staying once the event is completed. According to the quest designer Coral, the creature remains on set for exactly 10 minutes. So if you are late to the party or just logged in, you can always go there and activate your buff if the wise Mothman is still around at the time you visit Point Pleasant. I think it's a nice bit of information to know and to play around, especially if you are trying to level up faster. Okay, still on the topic of the Mothman Equinox event, Bethesda has created a new type of Mothman eggs, the perfect kind. Unlike the normal Mothman eggs, which can be easily found at certain locations, the perfect Mothman eggs are quite rare and only have one single drop source at the current time. They cannot be crafted and they are untradeable too, as shown in the screenshot. They can only drop from High Priest loot bags, a new enemy introduced with Update 32 as well, and the drop chance is only 5%. Thanks to Madrocrod for checking this one. So you see, it's a really rare new item. But what are these perfect eggs for exactly? Why would you even bother farming them? Well, that's a good question. It's all about a huge spoiler, which I will talk about in the next point. For now, we have confirmation from Bethesda's end about how everything is working as intended regarding this new item. I first thought there might be a bug or that the perfect eggs were part of something yet to release, but that's not the case, just to make it clear. So let's proceed. The Cradle of the Pretenders is a new enigmatic item which is active and visible while the Mothman Equinox event is live. For this point, I will start with a generic overview if you would like to know more, but you don't want to get spoiled too harshly, and then I will continue and provide even more details for the curious ones craving more information. With that being said, watch at your own risk. There's huge spoilers ahead in this point. Okay, so what's the Cradle of Pretenders and what is it for? I also wondered the same thing when I learned it existed. There's lots of entries in the game files, and with good reason. After all, this is an active item which relates to the perfect Mothman eggs and might even affect the event's progress for all we know. And yes, everything is working as it's supposed to. Bethesda's words, not mine. That's the short version. Now, for the full version, you should know that the Cradle of Pretenders is located near the Mothman statue at the heart of Point Pleasant. There is no interaction option when the Equinox event is not live, but once it is, it works like a shrine. You can place an offering there, which is no more no less than the perfect Mothman eggs. Normal eggs will not be accepted. I surely did try, but nope, only the perfect ones can go in there. Also, since this is an Easter egg, there is no word about it anywhere in the game, like NPCs never mention it, and none of the event tasks features this item either. Moving forward, so you deposit a perfect Mothman egg, and then what? What happens exactly? Well, nothing much really. According to the tester Coffee888, activating the Cradle of Pretenders will allow Mothman hatchlings to spawn during the defense part. That's the only difference. And I do believe him because I completed this event some 20 times already and I never saw a hatchling spawning before. Only the adults, vengeful Mothman spawn in the past, and that's before we even had this Cradle or anyone even knew about how it works. So that must be really the effect of the perfect eggs offering. In the end, this is supposed to be a major Easter egg, so don't expect drastic changes to the event or any sort of special reward. It's basically a hidden fact and that's it. It's confirmed by Bethesda, it's working as intended, so that's good to know. Lastly, quest designer Carl also confirmed Bethesda will count the number of eggs delivered, just like they count a lot more things, just for the purpose of collecting data, statistics, and so on. Next, I have a crucial detail about the upcoming Cultist High Priests. They are a new legendary enemy which will randomly spawn across the wasteland during the Mothman Equinox period. That's rule number 1, but according to Bethesda, there's more spawn conditions. Quest designer Coral has already confirmed that the High Priests follow the spawn rules of treasure hunters, which means they are not limited or bound to spawn in locations featuring cultists, like some rumors indicated before. They can actually spawn anywhere in the world. As such, the higher the number of enemies per location, the higher will be your chance to find these new cultist high priests. They also come with a few unique goodies to farm for, such as their clothes, so it's definitely a good thing to know, I would say. It seems like Minerva is receiving a huge bug fix with update 32, but hold on, I thought they had fixed this one with previous updates? I guess it's one of those persistent bugs that keeps coming back. Maybe. Anyway, in her current state with patch 31, Minerva can still display learned plants in her inventories. Needless to say that this bug is utterly confusing and it may lead players into wasting their gold because they think the plans are new, but they're not. They have already learned them. I know it's confusing, it's just nasty coding, I guess. Anyhow, this problem is most likely going to end soon, since Bethesda confirmed again they have a fix coming with the Night of the Moth DLC. Now the question is, will it finally work or not? Talking about persistent bugs, some weapons just keep malfunctioning when it comes to ammo drops in daily operations, and the Pepper Shaker is one of these guns. In my end, it has always worked fine, but many players report that it does not. As a response to this bug, Bethesda also said this issue should get fixed with update 32 coming in December. Now, I'm not the best test subject for this one. As I said, it always worked fine for me, but I did bother to check it on the ongoing public test servers, and indeed, the ammo always dropped correctly for me. I used fusion cells in this case, and the corpses always dropped fusion cells as intended. So, all in order, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's fully fixed. Only time will provide the answer here, so let's keep going. This next point is a very complex matter, and I would probably need an entire video to explain exactly how elemental damage and resistance works in 76. Now, the important part is that the formulas for elemental damage are flawed and very buggy as far as I know. They are also very complex with all the additive and multiplicative formulas. The data miner MapX has even posted an overview of how the elemental damage works, and as you can see, it's still a full page. It's really not an easy topic, as I said. The different damage type values can easily override one another with so many formulas, and as to be expected, the result is not always accurate. That's one of the reasons why players often find different damage values on their weapons or armor when nothing has really changed. It's all about his elemental status. This issue is not new though, the formulas have been this way since the release days. However, now, for some reason, the developers took interest in this major problem and said they are looking into it. This doesn't mean or confirm that they are changing or fixing anything related to this problem with the next patch, but there is a slight possibility they will change something and hopefully make the system work a bit more consistently. Keep your fingers crossed, let's hope that's the case. During the Night of the Moth public test, a new flamer bug emerged and it was drastically affecting the durability of this gun. In other words, the flamer's durability was draining much faster while compared to the live servers, as Coffee888 tested extensively using two different flamers. However, with the latest PTS patch, Bethesda addressed this problem and the flamer's durability is now working as it used to. Coffee also confirmed this to me, so that's great news. Fantastic. Therefore, this bug should never see the light of the day when it comes to the official servers. Thanks goodness, let's hope that's the case, because, you know, sometimes magic happens and things that were fixed before suddenly happen and appear in the live servers, but I don't want to be negative here, so let's proceed to the next one. Since we are talking about the flamer, I also spotted another statement about an old bug regarding the long barrel, which is quite broken for the flamer. In a response to a player report, the developer Hydra Skills said Bethesda is aware of this bug, but currently they don't have a timeline for this fix, which is a shame. I mean, if you are going to work on a bug for a specific weapon, maybe it's a wise choice, an effective one, to fix other known bugs related to the same weapon, unless this barrel bug is a very complex one. In that case, I guess it would be better to handle it later. With that in mind, you should expect this bug fix to come in a future update in 2022. The next bug fix is about something really weird. During the event Load Barring, it seems like Melody Larking can randomly start speaking, as in a holotape starts playing when you did not start anything. It reminds me of that bug where voices can also play while inside shelters. I'm just not sure which one anymore. I think it's the collision course emergency signal or something. Anyway, Melody is a mention-only NPC who supposedly was the leader of the fire breathers and a member of the responders. As obvious, this is not intended. Players should not hear her during the event, only during her missed quest, and that's it. The great news is that developer Coral already confirmed that the fix is on the way, so it should be part of the next patch notes. I know it's not a big fix, it's mostly for utility or life quality purposes, but still, a fix is always a fix. Not too long ago, I mentioned in one of my news videos about how Bethesda is planning to release new Gingerbread items for the Atomic Shop. It's still unknown if this is scheduled to go live for this Christmas or not, but the community manager Lady Devon confirmed that the concept was already discussed and shared with the arts team. Therefore, it probably means that new Gingerbread items are on the way. We just don't know when are they getting released exactly. Moreover, this statement was done in a player suggestion about gingerbread walls, which could maybe indicate that the gingerbread building set will be the next thing on the cookie section. I don't know. Let's hope it is. It would be funny to see cookie camps, but that's not for certain yet, so don't get too excited ahead of time. Don't do that. Well, let's wait and see. To finish off, I just want to inform you about the current state of the community calendar, which is a very out-of-date state, and yes, it has been confirmed by Bethesda multiple times. Besides the recent community event changes for Thanksgiving, several entries there for December are also outdated. For instance, Update 32 now has a fixed release date. It's scheduled for December 8, as well as Season 7 and the Mothman Equinox event. There's a lot of information missing there, so don't fully use it to guide yourself, or you might feel deceived. Just saying. I hope Bethesda releases a new version soon, even if it's just for 1 month. It's really not a good idea to spread confusion and misinformation about such important dates. Meanwhile, you can use my calendars. I added all the official information we have until this point, which is more than what you can find in the official calendars right now. Update 32 is almost here, and there's plenty of new stuff to learn. Expect lots of patch overviews to come in the next days, and as per usual, I hope you could learn something new here. That's the entire purpose of this video. Meanwhile, if you would like to know more about upcoming Atomic Shop items, I already made an extensive compilation featuring 50 of them. That's it for this Dev Explains though. Thanks for watching, consider leaving a like and comment below to support the channel. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe now it's the time to do so. I am Marta Branco, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Until then, take care, adeus, bye bye!